r/ProRevenge.
That left a bad taste in his mouth. Before I start, I'm a long-time lurker, first-time poster. If you want to share this, outside of Reddit, thanks for the input. Ask for permission first, please. I'm not a native speaker, so if I explain something a bit difficult to understand, please let me know. This story is what happened to my darling husband, but I know the people involved very well, as I used to work in the same warehouse. Recently, upcoming stories from food thieves reminded me. It happened in 2018. TL, doctor at the end. Until April this year, my husband, let's call him Mike, worked in a warehouse for a big, international furniture company in southern Germany. He liked the work, even if it was hard labor carrying 150 kilograms, 330 pounds for the Americans, pieces of furniture around. Because of this, the staff turnover was pretty high. One of his colleagues, we will name him Steve, started at the same time as my husband. They weren't friends as Mike didn't like him, but he respected him as a hard worker. Due to customers coming in all the time, the warehouse staff didn't have required breaks, they just took their lunch break when it was possible. Some used the break room with the basic kitchen, some went out to eat, go to the supermarket on the other side of the road, or did errands in the 60 minutes they had. But either way, you had to clock out and back in. This will be relevant later. Soon they realized that brought-in lunches went missing from the fridge in the break room, as did sweets they had bought to share and also drinks. Since it was rare that two of the workers took their break at the same time, they weren't sure who stole them. They also were not allowed to bring up a camera. So Mike and the warehouse manager decided to take matters in their own hands. Once in a while, when it was slow, they decided to order food. Mostly pizza, sometimes burgers. And my husband, me too, loves hot, spicy food. I'm actually pretty sure that there is no blood in him, that has to be hot sauce flowing around. Anyways, we have a nice assortment of powders and sauces, ranging from a little tickling to will turn your asshole in a Johnny Cash song if you don't get that surgically removed right now. Hubs of course had some of the sauces at work. You all know where this is heading, right? When the thefts got more and more regular, they decided to order pizza, just Mike and the manager, the others didn't want it or had something else. The pies got delivered and smelled delicious. Miraculously, both my husband and his manager were able to take their lunch at the same time and enjoyed their pizza, but didn't finish it. Mike took out one of his sauces with a scorching 2 million Scoville, for those not familiar. Regular Tabasco has about 2.500 to 5.000 Scoville, and distributed a generous amount on the leftovers, which blended in great with the red tomato sauce. Then they left to have a smoke and continue working. They hadn't had a chance to clock in again when Steve emerged from the break room, running for the bathroom, head in a very nice shade of red, gagging. When he came back out a few minutes later, he was white as a sheet, reeking of vomit, and left without a word to get something to drink from the supermarket. Just then the local store's manager, boss of the warehouse manager, happened to drop by. He noticed Steve is absent and did not clock out, the big no-no. What nobody knew. Steve had already 2 write-ups for being absent without clocking out. If you get 3 write-ups, Abmahnung in German, for the very same reason, you can be terminated without notice. When Steve returned, clutching 3 packs of milk closely to his chest, the 3rd write-up and the termination was already printed and ready to be signed. Steve left immediately. He now works in another warehouse, where a good friend of mine is employed, too. None of their food has gone missing yet. TL, doctor. Food stealing coworker got terminated after eating something extremely spicy and leaving the warehouse without clocking out. Edit. Spelling. Edit 2. Added a few words to the first paragraph in regards to the sharing. Edit 3. Thanks for all the awards and comments/messages.
A response to the post.
Revenge is a dish best served hot and spicy.
Peace response to this comment.
And ready to burn your ass, :D.
A response to the post.
Ha, this is even funnier knowing how Germans are not accustomed to anything spicy. When I order Thai here, I have to specify in the notes that I don't want the German spicy, Deutsch scharf, but the Thai spicy, and even then I might get a dish with a mild heat to it. However, I'm glad to hear that this pro-revenge didn't turn into a murder scene. The very potent chilies can have some long-lasting adverse effects on health or even death. One of the most powerful powdered chilies I have in my kitchen is labeled by the manufacturer as if it was a poison. It has to be kept away from kids and cooked only using extreme caution, gloves, safety glasses and face mask, in case the fine powder gets picked up by the steam and thrown into your face. At 10.000.000 Scoville units, it can be painful to an inhuman level or cause a life-threatening acute allergic reaction. Please use responsibly anything over 10.000 Scoville units.
A response to this comment.
Greater than Thai spicy. I'm a white non-spicy eatin' looking guy, but I love spicy food. I simply cannot get a Thai place, Australia, to make it properly spicy. My wife, though, is Thai, and when she orders, speaking in Thai, we get the good stuff. A few years ago, she was away in Europe for a few weeks and I needed the good takeaway, so I had to get her to call the restaurant from the other side of the world to order it for me to collect.
A response to the post.
My buddy worked at a car dealership, many departments. They had the same problem with a food thief. One of the guys would bring lunch and eat it in 2 short sittings, like at 10 and 2. Some diet thing, small meals, more times per day. Anyway, he always had good sandwiches that had meat from a real well-known deli. Pastrami, roast beef, etc. On too many occasions, someone would steal the second half of his sandwich, and it became a near daily occurrence. Guessing someone from another part of the shop figured he didn't finish his lunch and had it. Well, he decided that if someone was going to steal it, he's messing with it, so he gives the half of a decoy sandwich that he's leaving in the fridge, a little special man sauce with the mayo. Didn't take but 3 days and that was gone. Word got out and for sure the thief knew what he'd eaten. After that, the dude kept his lunch in an igloo cooler on the rack above his workstation. There was no aha, I got you, jizz eater, but full well, the guy knew after word traveled around. Same place, one used to go to KFC to pick up lunch for all the guys in the shop. They'd all throw in the cash for his lunch too. One day he was gone and someone else went. That's when they figured out that the meals came with 3 pieces of chicken and not 2. The fat slob had been stealing 1 piece of chicken from each of the 6 or 8 meals every time.
OP's response to this comment.
That's disgusting XD but effective. You just don't mess with someone else's food. Personally, I don't mind sharing, but please ask. There is only one thing, a special kind of cracker, I will selfishly keep for myself /carrot. Everything else you can try if you can stand the spiciness. D.